Welcome back to Mock the Mock, where we take a look at someone else's mock draft. And I'm mocking, giving you my views, thoughts, and opinions, and what's crack-a-lackin'. It's your boy Broshmo. Just in case you did not know, so go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. As always, let me know what you think in the comment section below, where we have that nice, beautiful, intimate football discourse. We got a great one for you today. We're going to 33rdteam.com and checking out Conner Livesay's mock draft. We're going to go ahead, start this sucker with the Chicago Bears taking Caleb Williams. I'm okay with this. I am firmly in camp take a quarterback at 1 for the Chicago Bears. To me, it makes just all of the sense in the world, but I get it. There's some of those Justin Fields truthers out there, to which I would say, I just don't think it financially makes sense. I love Justin Fields. Get what you can in a trade for him, and I hope he succeeds elsewhere. At number 2, the Arizona Cardinals take Marvin Harrison Jr. Good on them. This is probably the best prospect, maybe best non-quarterback prospect in this class. Cardinals, if they have to stay put at 2, then you go ahead, you do the thing, you take the best player on the board, being Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't think the rest of the season is a audition for Kyler Murray. I think it's too expensive to get off of Kyler Murray. So I think they are going to be moving forward with Kyler Murray. All right, number 3. The New England Patriots take Drake Maye. Bill Belichick, or how he is known in my household, the devil himself, I believe is tanking. I think he's going to be here for the Patriots in 2024. I firmly believe that. I'm going to be hard pressed to. I will believe it when he's gone. When he is gone, then I will be like, okay, Bill Belichick is gone. He's not on the Patriots. But I firmly think he's going to be the coach next year. I don't know. Outside of a mutual part of ways, I don't know how the Patriots move on from Bill Belichick, but I think Belichick's going to get his guy here at number 3 in Drake Maye. Solid prospect. That's quarterback 1, quarterback 2 off of the board. Chicago Bears at pick 4 go with Olu Broshmo. This would be a good trade down spot, I think, for the Bears, but with both quarterbacks off the board, I think makes it a little tougher, makes it a little harder. At this point, you would probably have to, you probably ideally trade Braxton Jones, get what you can for him, because he's been playing pretty solid. So ideally, the Bears, you probably don't want to take a tackle, but if you get stuck picking here, I mean, you could go Brock Bowers, but you got Cole Kmet. Do you really want to go Brock Bowers? Do you just send it and say, screw it, let's take defense? No, I think you probably just trade Braxton Jones. And I mean, think of it like this way. It's kind of the same situation with quarterback. You get what you can for him. You're probably going to get a nice draft capital back in return for Braxton Jones. And you kind of reset that contract, that rookie contract at left tackle. Washington Commanders, they will take Brock Bowers with the top 2 tackles now off the board. I think it makes a ton of sense. I think it makes a world of sense. Hold on, let me make that a little smaller for y'all, so if y'all want to read it while I talk. But yeah, this is probably one of the sexiest picks, because you get to pair up Brock Bowers with Eric Bieniemy. Bieniemy gets his Kelsey, so to speak. And I mean, this is a move that does help Sam Howell, not just from a receiving standpoint, but a pass protection, or even as a blocker. Like, Bowers is a really good blocker, so I think this is a nice pick. I have him as probably a top 5 prospect. The New York Giants will go with Jaden Daniels. The GM came out, said, hey, Daniel Jones, when healthy, is our starting quarterback. I think that's a mistake. I think they should bring in talent and competition. Does reach-in? You could call it reach-in. I think all these NFL teams are going to feel all different types of ways about who quarterback 3 is and when to take quarterback 3 in this class. But if you feel good enough about taking quarterback 3 in the top 10, then I think you're the Giants and you do it. My only argument is if you don't, then you probably, maybe this could be another trade down spot for the Giants. But if me personally, if I'm getting a shot at like a Caleb Williams, a Drake Maye, then I want that. Give me that. I think it was the wrong move by the Giants to franchise Saquon and extend Jones. I think they should have done that reverse. I think they should have franchised Jones and then extend Saquon, and maybe you could find a good team-friendly deal that also gets him paid, because he is very much the focal point of the offense. Listen, I know you love the NFL draft as much as I do, and you're going to want a nice hefty watch list of players during this college football season. Well, go ahead, check out my draft guide. You can purchase it for only $30 by Venmoing or PayPaling me. Links in the description. It's a one-time payment and you get it for this whole draft cycle and forever and always. Technically, it's a Google spreadsheet. So send me your email when you send the payment. I'll get you hooked up. You will see my current prospect rankings and big board, my full evals. And guess what? It updates throughout the whole draft cycle. So it's a great purchase and it's a great way to support the channel. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to go with Malik Neighbors. Personally, I like the idea of maybe Romadunze, Keon Coleman, just because you're probably looking to get someone with similar skill set to Mike Evans if you're going to let him walk. And I think those two players are probably a little bit closer to that than a Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors is a fabulous receiver. I have no problem with them going receiver here when you're going to be losing Mike Evans. The New York Football Jets take Joe Alt. Forgot he was still on the board. He would have been a thought there for the Giants, but at the same time, they took quarterback, so it is what it is. The offensive line's kind of been a mess for the Jets. The Jets are banged up, though, but still, I think they should probably address the tackle position. And if this is Joe Douglas, if he's back with the squad, you know this man loves himself the trenches. He's got to love Joe Alt. Pick 9, Los Angeles Chargers take Jerzon Newton. Newton, I don't think gets enough love in this draft. I have him very high on my board, and I think it would be a phenomenal addition there to the defensive line for the Chargers, who need guys that can get pressure from the interior, but also be a very good run stuffer. Whew. Tennessee Titans, they go with Kool-Aid McKinstry. Again, Titans could go a variety of different ways: receiver, tackle, edge. I think that's all kind of in play. I think that's all kind of on the board. But Kool-Aid McKinstry, I think really helps out as Sean Murphy-Bunting. He's gone after this season. He's a free agent. Christian Fulton can't stay healthy. They need to add more talent and competition to the cornerback position. They grab Kool-Aid McKinstry. He is corner 1 in this draft. Is he corner 1 for me? I think Nate Wiggins is probably going to be the other guy vying for that spot. Some people have Terron Arnold. Some people have Cooper DeJean. All right, Raiders are next. Do Raiders take quarterback? They take Michael Penix Jr. There we go. Michael Penix going to the Raiders. They get a upgrade, hopefully, at quarterback, though Aiden O'Donnell had a phenomenal game against a very good Chiefs defense. For me, Penix, I think I'm more on the fringe first, day, like second round area for Penix. I get it. Great arm, but I think his mechanics are a bit here and there. But that's something, again, with good coaching in the NFL, you could probably solve that. I think his ball placement can be a bit erratic. And I think that's shown in the second half of the season, the college football season. So this is why I kind of rather like a Bo Nix. This is why I rather, at this point, Jaden Daniels. Though Jaden Daniels can be a bit erratic on, strangely enough, short to intermediate passes, which very similar to Penix, but he doesn't have the athleticism of a Jaden Daniels, though Michael Penix is pretty mobile and athletic in and himself, but just doesn't use it to the degree like I would say guys like Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels. The New Orleans Saints take Liatu Latu. I think it's fine. Isaiah Foskey's been banged up this year. I think it's a quad injury. They grabbed Brian Brazee. They did extend Carl Granderson. You have Cam Jordan still there, but I think he's going to be like 34, 35. So if you want to get younger to the position and you're like, hey, this is a good spot for him. This is a good place to take him. Good value, then yeah, go for it. Saints, they're kind of a mystery to me. I think they could go in a variety of different directions. Green Bay Packers go with Armarius Mims, and I'm going to come out and say, dude, Rasheed Walker hasn't been half bad. Hasn't been half bad. I think this is where you probably focus the corner. I think this is where you probably focus on the corner position for the Packers, who just traded Rasul Douglas. Eric Stokes can't get healthy in return. Jair Alexander's been struggling through, I think, a shoulder injury this season. So just grabbing more competition and more talent for the corner position, I think is ideal. I do love Armarius Mims. I think that dude has the potential to be a legit stud. And we'll get to see him in the SEC Championship this week as, hey, we're doing a watch along. Come check that out. But real quick, shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Thank you for being a sponsor of the video. When you sign up at Underdog Fantasy using promo code Broshmo, that's right, it's on the overlay. Check it out. Then they will match your first deposit up to $100. Dudes, it's the best place to play weekly best ball. I love their higher or lower on player props. But it's not just football. They do all kinds of sports, esports included. It's kind of wild. But check out Underdog Fantasy. But as always, please bet responsibly, bet within your means. Let's go ahead, get to the Rams as they're taking Nate Wiggins. I might take a shot at edge, might take a shot at... I would love tackle, but if you don't feel great about converting like a Fuaga or a Latham to left tackle, I could see why you stay away from that. Wiggins, they don't have athletes at corner right now. They need better athletes, and stinking Wiggins is one hell of an athlete. So I like this addition. Rams, another team that could go in a plethora of different areas. We got JC Latham going to the Bengals. We still have Keon Coleman, I believe, on the board. We still have Roma Dunze still on the board. So with T. Higgins being a free agent, I wouldn't mind taking a shot at another wide receiver, though it's hard to make a case against taking someone to shore up the right tackle spot and getting Joe Burrow more protection. So I'm not going to make that argument against it. I think this is a fine pick. Buffalo Bills will go with Keon Coleman, matter of fact. So I kind of like going Roma Dunze because it gives them that just guy with size, speed, and length to replace Gabe Davis. But I get it. You also get a guy who is very big that can be that 50-50 ball guy for Josh Allen when he wants to throw those occasional arm punts. So it's fine. You're getting one of the top receivers. It's a-okay with me. Arizona Cardinals are going to go with Kalen King. Kalen King's fine. Having kind of an okay year, not like a phenomenal season. I think corner is a position that the Cardinals could go. It's becoming more and more likely that, they address defense with the second pick, whether it's edge. I think preferably I'd go edge here. I think Versus on the board, Robinson, Dallas Turner, a lot of good edge players are on the board rather than selling for cornerback. What this would be cornerback 3 or 4 at this point. I think Kool-Aid went. I think Wiggins went. I don't think DeJean has gone yet. So cornerback 3, so to speak. Denver Broncos go with Dallas Turner. They get more edge help. I think that's fine. They kind of got a edge by committee going right now for the Broncos. His defense is a lot better during this 5-game winning streak they've had as of late. It's not the same defense that allowed 70 points to my Miami Dolphins. Fins up, baby. But I think it's in the consideration. If it's the best talent on the board, then yeah, go for it. I think Roma Dunze, though, he'd be the top guy on my board, so I'd probably take a swing at him. Atlanta Falcons go with J.J. McCarthy. I'm just learning that everyone's everywhere when it comes to this quarterback class. They don't know who, like, in terms of cornerback 3, 4, and 5. No one really knows where to go. JJ McCarthy's fine. I think he's a guy that probably has to sit his first year. I don't think it's all there just yet. You know, the guy's got the tools, but in terms of functioning as an NFL starting quarterback, I truly believe that he needs a little more time in the oven. He truly does. Then you could open back that oven. You could check the temperature, be like, all right, go out there and get it. So if the Falcons are fine with it, then that's A-okay. I don't know if Arthur Smith will have, like, you got to think, when does he start to get put on the hot seat? But I mean, they're essentially leading the NFC South right now. So I don't know, maybe he's gonna get a longer rope than some of the other coaches around the league. So yeah, they go with McCarthy here. We'll see how McCarthy does in the playoffs. I think that's kind of the next biggest litmus test for him. Pick 20, the Colts go Rome Odunze. Phenomenal pick. I think that's a great pairing with Michael Pittman. You get a big, athletic, lengthy jump ball guy, vertical guy to pair up with Pittman. You also have Josh Downs there, who's a guy that just attacks the field at all levels. There from the slot. I like this pick. To me, this is kind of the ideal pick for the Colts in round 1. Minnesota Vikings go with Bo Nix. I love me some Bo Nix, man. I really, really do. You get a plug-and-play player here if you're the Vikings. So, solid. I think it's solid. The big question is how many quarterbacks go in round 1. I am currently set on 4 go in round 1. The question is, outside of Caleb Williams and Drake Maye, who are the 4? And I kind of lean more towards Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels than I do Michael Penix and JJ McCarthy. So 6 quarterbacks off the board. What do the Seahawks do? They go Jared versus edge. I think the edge position has been a little bit better for the Seahawks. Boye Mafe starting to or has emerged this season. But, I mean, you could look to see who do you want to pair him up with. They do have Derek Hall, who they drafted in the 2nd round last year. But, I mean, if you're not sold on him, we haven't seen a ton of him this year. If not sold yet, then just, throw more talent at the position. I think it's fine. People kind of misconstrue the draft for, like, a second shot at free agency. It's not that. Free agency is where you plug your holes. Try to get more complete as a team, and then the draft is where you just take the best talent on the board and try to increase that ceiling of how good your team can be by just getting like very talented players. So people kind of confuse the two. You're not even confused the two. They just, again, they think the draft is free agency, and you're not going in there drafting for need. You should be going in there drafting to make your team better via talent, raising that ceiling. Pittsburgh Steelers go with Cooper DeJean. I don't mind this, man. He's a very flexible option here who can play in the slot, play safety, he can play corner. Very athletic. I'm cool with that. I think it's good. Got the Houston Texans go with Emeka Egbuka. I get it. It's sexy. Let's pair up Stroud, our franchise quarterback, with one of his former running buddies, his former running mates in Emeka Egbuka to go with a Tank Dell, to go with a Nick Collins. I understand there's a lot of sex appeal with this pick. All right, the Miami Dolphins. Who are we taking? Graham Barton. So I think it's interesting. If we're not sold on the tackles here, like Fuaga, I think I would kind of really like. Not going to lie. I would love Fuaga for this pick. But Graham Barton, a lot of people are just seeing him as a center guard, opposed to like Troy Batanyu, who people are seeing as a tackle guard. The dude's too tall to play center. So maybe you get the more flexible player, maybe a guy that can play all 5 of the positions on the offensive line. So I understand it. I get it. We'll see. I think offensive line is the pick for the Dolphins, though. Dallas Cowboys take Chop Robinson. I know some Cowboys fans are going to be like, this is silly. And it's like, Armstrong's a free agent. Fowler's a free agent. Sam Williams was kind of mad that he wasn't getting utilized more. Maybe the Cowboys just see him as a rotation player. And DeMarcus Lawrence is getting up there in years and also getting up there in price. So there maybe we see Lawrence not necessarily get moved, maybe restructured, I think is the more likely case, but maybe he does get moved. If you're the Cowboys and you feel like edge is the best talent on the board, I don't have a problem with him going edge. Again, view the draft as a means to just get the best talent you can rather than fill in holes, because that's not what it is. When you just reach on talent to fill positional needs, then that's a great way to keep your team being mediocre. Pick 27, the Detroit Lions take Terron Arnold, who we were talking about previously. The guy, look at his frame. He looks like an NFL corner in terms of his athleticism. He looks the part. Just needs a little bit more polished, but a lot of his play this year has been very, very good. A lot of people are putting him up there with Kool-Aid McKinstry, and I think that's fair, man. I think that's fair. Arnold probably going to be like in this corner 4, corner 3 mix. So Detroit, they get a solid player here. Good fit for Aaron Glenn's system too. Jacksonville Jaguars go with Tyler Nubbin. Don't love this pick. I get it. You get the shot at the first player from a position group, but they got Cisco there. Cisco's solid. Sean Jenkins, they could move on from, but they also got Wingard. I think that's how you say it. Who's mainly a special team player, but when asked to step in and having to play, like he does a good job. He's a really good player that they have on their roster. I feel like maybe you try to get more weapons for Trevor Lawrence. Could be the way to go. You could talk about the interior of the offensive line like Troy Fautanu, but if you're drafting him, then you're drafting him specifically to play guard rather than maybe tackle guard. I love the idea of, like, I don't know if Calvin really is a free agent this season. I don't know if last year's contract got pushed back. So I don't know how that's all working yet. I'm going to have to do more research and look at it. But if that's not the case, then, I mean, he's technically a free agent this year. You could go with edge, you could go with corner. Again, Jags, a team you could really go anywhere with. Kansas City Chiefs take Brian Thomas. Show Brian Thomas all the love in the world. This cat is a good player. This is someone that I think, if he stays another year, would be one of the top wide receiver picks in the 2025 draft, up there with Luther Burden. I think his talent's that good. I would say he does need to get a bit more polished as a route runner, but he has the ability, definitely. Like, he has the feet, the size, the speed, to be a very nifty route runner. It's just he's not there yet. But I'm a big fan, man. I'm a big fan. I think he ends up going a little bit higher than this. Tilinise Fuaga, great fit for the Niners. Does he fall this far? Could. He could. And he would be a great fit for the Niners. They would love if they could get Fuaga here. 31, Baltimore Ravens, Tyler Guyton. So they get an actual replacement for Ronnie Stanley, I'm assuming. Let's go ahead and read this. When healthy, Ronnie Stanley is a quality player and a key component to the Baltimore Ravens offense, but he has only played 25 games past 4 years. Wow. While Tyler Guyton has spent most of his time on the right side, he also has 70 snaps at left tackle. The Ravens offense relies on athleticism and movement to provide pass protection and movement in the running game. Guyton fits the bill there as a replacement for... Oh, you're looking at a replacement for Morgan Moses, who's been fine this year. I mean, I guess technically you could shoot to look to get younger at your both tackle positions. So I think that's fine. Guyton, some people are higher on him than me. I see him more as a second rounder. Philadelphia Eagles are going to take Jordan Morgan. I absolutely love Jordan Morgan. The Eagles are very good, a very good team at addressing needs before they become needs. This could be a look to the future, a look for maybe a potential replacement down the road for Lane Johnson, who gets hurt every year. So you might need that guy to come in and step in and fill in regardless. So I think that's fine. Morgan also has guard, I think, flexibility. So again, if you have injuries to like Cam Jurgens, Landon Dickerson, Cam Jurgens, I think, ends up being a long-term replacement anyway for Jason Kelsey. But they have Tyler Steen, who's also a guy that's played tackle. They're developing him. So, like, I don't know. Eagles got options. They got options. Take whoever's the top guy on your board. That's kind of my opinion. But that's it for the video. Go ahead. Do that YouTube thing. And as always, until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.